In this video, we are going to be waxing blonde hair on the backs of this lovely model's legs here. It's probably hard to see on camera, the hair, but she does have a couple dark hairs in here, but it's mostly blondes. And so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be testing out the blue hard wax that we have. It has Azulene in it, which is very good for sensitive skin. And yes, I love this wax. It's a stretchy wax. Does such a nice job at picking up fine hair, picking up coarse hair. The problem is it's hard to tell which direction the hair growth is. So that's one of the nice things about hard wax, is the direction of the hair growth isn't as important. You can pull in both, although, you still want to pull kind of like soft wax. So this is just gliding on really nice. I'm going to go ahead and apply another strip here. I'm going to do this side of the leg. I'm just going to look at the hair growth. I'm just going to go up and down on this leg here. The hair growth looks a little bit more like it's growing up this way. So I'm going to make a strong lip on this side. And while that wax is setting up, I'm going to grab a little bit more. It has a nice transparency to it, the wax. It's kind of like a jelly wax. It really is beautiful and lovely. And I'm checking in. It's still kind of sticky. I can definitely pull it up at this stage. The legs are nice and taut, which makes waxing pretty easy. It's a little forgiving. So one of the things that I love to tell people when they're learning to wax is learn on the legs. This is such an easy way to learn. And as you can see, I've created a lip with my stick. I made it look really easy, but it does take a little practice. And see how I'm pulling that skin? This wax stretches really lovely. And you want to give it a little flick, bring it up. And it kind of stuck right on itself right there. So I'm going to give that skin a nice pull right there. See, it's a little sticky, but it works. And it is absolutely beautiful. It did such a great job removing all those fine blonde hairs. And it is a little sticky on the glove still. See that? So I'm going to show you a little bit of a trick. It is definitely sticky wax today. So what you can do is you can create a train. So you can actually stick the wax you already have like on another strip and pull off like that. Very easy. I'm going to do it for this one. I'm going to stretch that skin, pulled right off. I'm just going to pull it in a little wad here. There we go. How'd that feel, Savannah?
Not as bad as I was expecting.
No, so she said it's not as bad. Every day the wax can be a little bit different in temperament. It's pretty humid today. It's pretty warm here. And so it is a little sticky setting up right there, but that's okay. So one of the things you can do is if you feel it's like sticky, you can always put a little oil on it and now it just glides. Now I can work with it still on here as it sets. Not a big deal at all. Or you can change your glove completely. That is always an option too. And I can see where I waxed. It looked like she's got a little tan on her body, which came up a little bit with the wax. Did you know that could happen?
I didn't know.
Yes. So when people are tanning, we are exfoliating the skin while we're waxing, and we can pull up some tan, especially if it's like a fake tan. But I've seen it with fresh tans too, if somebody's like tanning outside or in a tanning booth. But we will try to make your skin look even as possible. So what's kind of cool is because of that, I can see where I've waxed and where I haven't waxed. So in a funny way, it does make it a little bit easier. So she really doesn't have a whole lot of hair over here, but I'm still gonna go ahead and apply some wax. So I'm creating a lip. So I'm pressing the tip of the stick into the skin, and I'm just creating a lip of wax. If you don't have a lip, you'll get leftover wax on the edges. Like right here, it's a really thin application on the very end. So it's possible that stayed left on the skin. So I'm gonna show you a stick flick trick as well. So since this is still really sticky, I'm just gonna stick my stick right here. That didn't work super great, but you can flick it up like that. Okay, and then you can pull the wax off. Sometimes, you know, hard wax has a mind of its own. It can be a little temperamental. It happens all the time. Wax you can get in a sticky situation. Look how beautiful that is. She didn't really require a whole lot of wax on her body. She's pretty petite, so when you have somebody who's of smaller stature, waxing can be so much faster. But that is not always the case with our customers, so be mindful of that. She does have some shorties back here that I can see. She must have shaved at some point. So I'm trying to see the direction of the hair growth. They're kind of in multiple directions, but they mostly look like they're growing down. So since they look like they're growing down and they're really, really tiny, probably can't even see them on the camera, I am going to try to press them up this direction. I got to make sure I create a lip so I can grab the wax. But I got all that area where most of those hairs are. So I'm checking back here on this leg. So over here, probably can't see it, but she did have a little bit of wax residue because I didn't have a solid lip. So that happens with hard wax. So if you want to get a whole lip around the whole edge of where you're waxing, you're just going to get a better application and you're going to get a better removal and cleanup as well. So yep, it looks like it pulled up some great hair there. I'm just looking at the skin and I'm just gonna pull up the rest with my hand there. How'd that feel?
That one hurt a little bit.
She said that one hurt a little bit more. She had some definitely coarser hairs here. And so that was probably why. There's still a couple hairs left there. So I am gonna go and just grab a very small amount of wax here. And I'm gonna see if we can just get these hairs up. She's got one that's growing there. That one looks like it's not gonna come up because it's very perpendicular to the skin. This wax is really nice for molding on the skin. It doesn't set up really fast. I do like a fast setting wax, but it also requires a lot of work. Now, usually when I have super short hairs like this, I'm more of a soft wax kind of girl, but we're experimenting with our model for the different things that I'm seeing with her and conditions you can see in your treatment room or on your own. So I'm normally never do this, but I'm flicking it up with a stick, literally just kind of peeling it back. And I definitely pulled up a lot of those hairs. How'd that one feel, Savannah? Yeah, so she didn't really feel much at all. She only had a couple hairs there. The nice thing about hard wax is it doesn't really pull on the skin. It'll just pull on the hair. So I'm just tweezing a couple of those hairs out for her. And at the same time, I'm kind of, seeing what else she's got going on. She had a stray hair there. She's got a couple like darkies here now that I see them. And it's funny because I didn't see them before on her until I just went over and was really looking. So whenever I'm waxing somebody, I really like to look over their skin and just kind of take my time in the cleanup phase to see what did I miss. It can really make anybody a better waxer for sure. Now I can see she's got some hairs here. They're growing this direction, so I'm going to apply the wax going in the opposite direction there. Now, normally when you're learning hard wax or most waxing skills, they're going to tell you to apply in the direction of the hair growth. I almost like to treat hard wax sometimes as though I'm using a sugaring paste. So I'm kind of molding it in like you would sugar paste. Can see it lifting off the skin a little bit. It's because she's got a decent amount of oil left on her skin. So I'm just gonna do just a small amount and see how it goes. Now, where she had some of her coarser hairs, actually I see it up here too. She is getting a little bumpy. So she is reacting a little bit to the wax. It is totally normal for people with soft wax, hard wax, and even sugaring to have that experience. Now, I didn't mean to pull that off. It just came off. And since I didn't really get a good pull, it didn't pull those hairs. So at this point, I'm actually gonna clean it up with soft wax and we're gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna use our original vanilla sugar wax. And yeah, so I can see the hairs lifting up. So I'm applying it opposite of the hair growth, not in the direction, which most people don't do with soft wax. But this is a great little trick. Now it's stuck to my glove again because I still have that little hard wax there. So it did pull up some of the hairs, but not all of them. Now her hairs are probably maybe about 1/8 of an inch or smaller, which is going to make waxing challenging. So that is it, guys. That is waxing with hard wax on the back of the thighs, using the hard wax and cleaning up with a little bit of the soft wax and finishing up with tweezing.